looked a little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that. But the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percent of our usage tied into two players.
This has got to be the lamest shit of an excuse for somebody to get traded.
Yeah.
Of all time. When Luka got traded, I understood it. Oh, he doesn't play defense. He got a shame.
Yeah.
But
like, it was about to be $350 million.
$350 million. You know, when like big names get traded, it's always something that comes out. You're the smartest guy in the room.
Say that Jaylen Brown it's a disease. He suddenly thinks he's the smartest guy in every room he's in. I've worked with people in the media. It's really, you get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates. Jaylen's kind of, and by the way, one executive told me, this was always a little bit of Jaylen Brown's personality, kind of the smartest guy in the room.
And his analytics didn't add up.
Yeah.
But they won
it's not good
50
enough.
plus games and was second in the East. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These are the reasons he supposedly left a sour taste in the organization's mouth to get traded?
All right, here we go again, back with another one. And this time, we've got to talk about Brad Stevens' press conference, where he sat up there and tried his best to explain the unexplainable. It's not possible, Mr. Handsome.
A little bit more challenging to me. I might be wrong. I'm not going to stand up here and be defensive about that. But the path looked a little bit more challenging with 70% of our cap and such a high percent of our usage tied into two players.
So let me get this right. I'm going to make sure, for context, he said one of the reasons, this could be the only reason, but I think there are a lot of 2 things, 3 things, 4 things could be true. He said one of the reasons that he didn't want to have guys with high usage rate, 2 guys with high usage rate, and taking up 70% of the cap. Now, mind you, you were trying to trade for Giannis, who wanted 35% of your cap, which would have been 2 guys again having half the cap, and another guy that has an extremely high usage rate. It might be higher than both JB and JT's. So you were looking to bring him on, and that wasn't going to be no issue. The issue seems to be Giannis wanted 3 years. You seem to be only go to 2. But the mere fact you was willing to bring somebody on to eat up 30% of your cap, so now you're back to 70%, 2 guys, and somebody with a high usage rate. I'm not so sure, Chad. I didn't look at this, and I apologize. But as look this up, let's see where Giannis' usage rates is compared to JB and JT's.
It's probably higher.
I'm confused, Joe.
It's for sure higher. His usage rate is for sure higher.
And yeah, no question about it. During that 2024-25 season, when Giannis Antetokounmpo qualified for the usage rate leaderboard, he sat at the very top, number 1 overall. Jaylen Brown was nowhere near that list. The only reason Brown's usage rate spiked the way it did was that Tatum went down with an injury. Naturally, once Tatum was sidelined, nobody expected the Celtics to remain near the top of the East. But Brown stepped up and did exactly what needed to be done. He carried the team on his back, kept them more than competitive, and Boston still finished as the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Nobody saw that coming. And that's actually raised a legitimate question among fans. If the roles had been reversed, if Brown had been the one sidelined while Tatum was forced to shoulder the load, would Tatum have been able to drag that team to a number 2 seed in the East? A lot of people genuinely doubt it. So naturally, Brad Stevens' explanation just doesn't hold up.
24-25, when everybody was healthy in the regular season, Giannis was the top in usage, a tick under 35%. Guess who number 5 was?
Who?
Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown was all the way down at 16. So we're not surprised that Jaylen Brown went up because JT went out.
Right.
That's only natural.
Yeah.
So in other words, he sacrificed the guy that when he was on the same team as Jason Tatum, he was number 18, number 16 in usage. And the guy he wanted to replace him with was number 1. So usage really ain't really have a whole lot to do with it. Because if you would have gave that third year, Giannis would have signed off, and you'd have had a guy that the year before had the highest usage rate in all the NBA. Because bringing him on a team with a guy that had the fifth highest usage rate in all the NBA.
I get that, things didn't end in a facet that made sense. To me, it's still, I'm still trying to make sense of it. I'm still processing it. So, I'm just grateful to have an opportunity, and I'm grateful for the families to allow me to come into their community and get involved and try to find solutions.
I can't believe this. I can't believe that again. Yeah. I can't believe that stuff like this guy's been a model citizen. He's been a role model in the community. These are things I know for a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that said one bad thing about him. And because he comes out and has a chip on his shoulder from not making an Olympic team after being a finals NBA champion MVP, and then, just dealing with shoe companies, coming out with his own brand. This is just ridiculous, though. And I know it's a rival of Boston, but I just wish him the most success.
This is like the sad thing about sports, like when the politics start coming into play and doesn't make it as pure. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys just can't, they always got to find ways to tear somebody down or discredit what they are, what they've done. But there's politics and everything, man. And unfortunately, he's had to deal with them. I think, again, he's accepted every challenge. He's overcome most of them. He's proven a lot of people wrong. And I hope he continues.
And hopefully he keeps proving that going forward. A lot of people are landing on the same conclusion right now. As messy and avoidable as this whole situation was, it's pretty clear this ended up being the best outcome for Jaylen Brown. Boston never truly appreciated him the way he deserved. And the silver lining for Brown is that he now gets a real shot at competing for another championship this season. On top of that, he'll get to face his former team 4 times next year, and you already know that's going to be must-see TV. But at the end of the day, nobody was buying what the Celtics were trying to sell, and nobody was buying Brad Stevens' explanation either. Still, like they say, things have a way of working out in the end. That's my take on it. Drop your thoughts down below like you all always do.